I'd like to call the special Senate meeting 15, 16, 12 into order at 6 p.m. Treasurer Alice, could you please ascertain quorum?
President Tsai,
Present.
Vice President Jose, Data Director Kanoho-Kalahiki, present. Treasurer Alice, present. Exec Senator Stack,
Here.
Kobe Senator Pham, here. Cop Senator, who is it?
Here.
Graduate Senator Khan,
Here.
Senator at Large Penalanda, here. Senator at Large Schultz, here. Senator at Large Woods,
Please going to be absent actually excused.
Senator at Large Kahante, present. And then we have the only
Sit in the corner, I'm sick. What's going around? Everybody's got that right now.
Quorum has been ascertained. So with that, the meeting has issues.
Sorry, could you guys speak up because the fan is really loud so we can't hear you?
Okay, so we've ascertained quorum of everyone who's here. We have enough Senate members here to go through business. With that being said, is there anyone here on the Senate who is uncomfortable with the use of recording devices? Okay. Due to the nature that there's been let known by the Senate that they are uncomfortable being recorded, this meeting will not be recorded.
audio as well. Audio as well.
Audio as well.
It's actually legal as well as according to the student conduct code, it is not. You have to, it has to be okay with.
Wait. I'd like to appeal to the authority, Vice Chancellor, student, or dean students. If members of this Senate wish not to be recorded, is that?
Hawaii is a one-party consent state as it relates to recording, and that one party can be the party who is recording. If this is an open and public meeting, I would say it's not something that we can prevent.
Okay. So, members, that we are being recorded and to act as such. With that being said, yes.
I request this attention and engagement that my face and my voice be not mentioned in my mention that. Neither does anybody else in Senate who also. So any recordings concerning us, we would not like to be recorded, so we strongly suggest you or please.
Taking it back.
Noted. With that also being said, yes, this meeting is open, but this is more of an operational meeting. It's to handle a matter that's more internal, so we will not be taking any statements from the student population because it's not really something that's open to the public. These are matters that are internal. If you have any issues or anything like that, you can contact me via the email, UHHSA Yes. Member or Senator Schultz and Senator.
Special meeting, which is the meeting that we call, if there is a rule or a circular that says that we cannot take this off. There was no mention of an operation rule, which is not mentioned in the
Fonde?
For me personally, I believe that Senator Schultz was appointed by fellow students. I feel like it's only fair for students to speak up.
Okay. So once again, the matters that we're discussing are things that have happened internally within UHHSA. The reason why we're having a meeting is to be clear on what happened. The students are free to review the minutes of our past, and they are free to review the recordings. If they have any questions, like I said before, they can email us. But really, student input on this matter is not really needed. If there is an authority that we need to appeal to, we have Naomi from student leadership. We also, we'd like to recognize Senator Woods at 6:05. We also had Campus Center Director Evan Cusano. We also have Vice Chancellor Student Dean of Students Kelly Oaks. So right now, this meeting is not the type of meeting that we would garner information from the student population, especially because it's matters that are pertaining to the internal issue of the UHHSA. With yes.
I try to always move to close this meeting.
At this time, I'm going to postpone that motion because I would like to carry out my report before following the motions. I would just like to ask that from the secretary, especially for the fact that a lot of people showed up today and wanting to really hear about some explanation of what is on the agenda. But because the motion is put forth, is there a second? Discussion?
I would like to introduce the present meeting. We are supposed to have a open.
So I'm moving as treasurer just because I feel that this is internal business and internal matters should be handled in a closed session.
Senator, co-lead and Senator Shaw, please.
Personally, I feel very uncomfortable with the requirements. I don't know how to say it, but very much so. I think that these matters and I see that other organizations have been putting on a discussion. I think this is all internal matters and I think we strongly need to revise it again. As what we said, we should not be detailing on internal conflicts.
Senator Shaw.
These are internal matters within a public student organization with representatives of the students. I believe that our constituents need to know what is happening in the student association. I don't think it's appropriate to close the meeting. I'm going to recommend that and begin the call, and I think the board is and I would like to hear this.
Okay. Anyone else would like to speak on this? Oh, back to you. Anything?
I continue to strongly advise the SMS on owners to consider closing this meeting as well as any other periods. Voting removal from the office is usually done in a closed manner as it is in anything.
Executive Senator, followed by Senator Shaw.
I agree with Shaz. I think that we should keep this open. I think maintaining our position, our responsibility is to provide for public accountability. So I agree with him. I think that we should remain open.
With that, I'm going to close. Okay. With Senator Shaw, I'm going to close the step after you.
Looking at special meetings, under Robert's rules. Don't you say anything about closing meetings or about it being a continuation of the, it's a continuation of the meeting. You, the president, called a special meeting and told us that it would be public and open specifically, and I appreciate if you would please.
So with that being said, yes, I did say that all Senate meetings are open as mandated by the bylaws, but on the same motion, the Senate has the ability to close any type of meeting to executive session if it's approved by the group. I personally would like to leave the meeting open for me to make my report on the issue and only that issue on the agenda. But it is up to the decision of the Senate to close it. If they wish to close the special meeting, it's within their ability to do so. So it is within their ability to do so. So So that being said, and the speaker list has been closed, I'm moving on to a vote. All those in favor of closing this meeting, say aye or raise your hand. All those opposed? All those abstain? Opposed. 3, 3, 3. So, sorry. I see too many hands in section. So, due to the fact that the motion did not, the motion failed. So we are going to continue it's a tie. Okay, so as it being a tie, because abstentions, I'm going to vote, no. I'm not going to let this meeting go into executive session. I do want to make my report because I do feel students who attended were right to hear why the only thing on this agenda is, and why the only reason I have this meeting. So, with that being said, the motion to close this meeting. Treasurer Alice.
I move to table approval of minutes for Sunday, 16/11 to
Second thought. All those in favor of tabling minutes, Senate minutes 15, 16, 11 to the next meeting, nays? Abstains? Ayes have it.
I move to allow public testimony during this meeting.
That, sorry. Due to the fact that that power rests specifically with you to recognize anyone, and like I stated at the beginning of this meeting, it's an internal one, and so I'm going to give my report, which is the next thing on, well, after we do this agenda. So at this time, I'm not going to move forward with that motion. Yes.
I move to approve the agenda for Sunday, 15/16/2022.
Do I have a second? Second by Treasurer, Data Director. Any discussion? All those in favor of approving the agenda as is, raise your hand for ayes. Okay, so unanimous vote. Okay. Moving on to the presidential report, the removal of Senator Schaus. I have a copy here of my findings. Oh,
I want some clarification of the review.
she is. Today you have a copy, correct? Okay, so I have distributed my report to the Senate, and I'm going to read it out to all of you for record. Okay. In summary, the subject is the removal of Senator Schaus. After receiving a request to review the UHHSA Constitution in regards to the Senate motion to remove Senator Schaus, under Article 4, Section D, Number 2, for violating Article 2, Section C1F, at the UHHSA meeting 15-1611, the review called to the attention the votes on this motion as it had not met the 2/3 majority requirement for removal. With 10 members present, 1 member presiding, the votes tallied 5 ayes, 3 nays, and 1 abstaining. It was determined at the meeting that the motion passed with a majority vote. Upon review, there were 9 voting members, requiring a total of 6 affirmative votes to achieve a 2/3 majority vote. Overturned the removal of Senator Schaus' motion. I later received another request for review. The request challenged the inclusion of a member who had abstained during the vote. As the one abstaining vote had been included in the count to require the 2/3 majority in passing the motion. After further review of Robert's rules and the use of the Constitution, I will take the following actions. Actions taken. After reviewing the UHHSA Constitution, Article 4, plebiscite referendum recalling removal, Section D, removal, Number 2. A senator or executive officer shall be removed if he or she knowingly violates the provision of the UHHSA Constitution and bylaws or city conduct code as determined by a 2/3 vote of the Senate, without being disputed on the meaning of a 2/3 vote. According to Robert's Rules, Article 7, vote, 48, 2/3 vote. In quotations, 2/3 votes means 2/3 of the votes cast, ignoring votes which should not ever be counted, to which to mean or interpreted as, in keeping with the accepted parliamentary procedure, there are times when a 2/3 vote is required. This means that at a meeting where quorum is present, it takes 2/3 of those voting in affirmation to affirm the adoption of a motion. Those who abstain are not counted, and to include quorum as defined by the UHHSA Constitution under Article 3, Senate, Section F, Quorum 1. Quorum shall consist of a simple majority of the seated members who are not on leave as approved by the President. With this being stated, the abstention of the vote cannot be included in the overall count that determines the required amount of votes to achieve a 2/3 majority. An abstention is a vote of withdrawal from participation within the vote and cannot be counted with those who voted to determine a 2/3 majority. To establish the required amount of votes, it must meet the 2/3 majority, or 66.6%. 2 divided by 3 equals 66.6 of the voted members. Upon reviewing facts newly entered, the Senate vote was in fact not in the 2/3 majority, as even with the new information on abstentions, the Senate majority was only at 5 ayes of 8 votes. 5 divided by 8 is 62.5. The decision to overturn the Senate vote for the removal of Senator Shell under Article 4, Section D2 for violating Article 2, Section C1F stands as the vote from the Senate does not meet the 2/3 majority requirement. Now, in layman's terms, so that everyone's clearly understanding, when the vote was cast, the Senate believed that all that was required was a majority vote. Upon a challenge, I reviewed and saw that we did not have a 2/3 majority vote. I overturned it the very next day and I sent out an email informing all the members that Senator Shell had not been removed. Another challenge was issued to the fact that the abstention was included in the overall calculation. That's why I had to have this meeting to inform the Senate of the findings that I have, so it's clear and concise, there is no confusion. Senator Shell is not removed. I followed every type of procedure from bylaws, Constitution, and Robert's Rules. At no point from the email I sent on Saturday to now was she removed from her seat. The reason why it states in this agenda is that was the motion to remove her. I wanted to be clear in the meaning and the interpretation of Robert's Rules, UHHSA bylaws, and UHHSA Constitution. So with that being said, I submit my report. Anybody would like to comment or ask questions or discussion within the Senate? You would like to comment? Okay, sorry.
I feel like I was wrongly accused of violating the Constitution, and I just need to discuss that. I'm here tonight to respond to false allegations claiming that I knowingly violated the Constitution. I would first like to point out the section of the U.S. Constitution which I am being accused of violating. It states under executive duties of the President, Section F, shall represent or appoint a designee who shall represent UHHSA in all official dealings with the university administration and other necessary persons. I am being accused of violating the UHHSA Constitution for sending an email to Senior Student Affairs Officers, Vice Chancellor of Student Affairs Bungen, and Dean of Students Dr. Oates. The email that I sent was directly related to duties that I have been appointed to be filled. When I was appointed as the chair to the UHHSA Advisor Search Committee, I was appointed to fulfill those duties. I've always worked to the best of my abilities to fulfill my duties as the chair and as a senator this year and the time that I was on the Senate last year. Until recently, I was the sole member of UHHSA's Advisory Search Committee. I was never trained in how to do the work of a committee chair. Most, if not all, of UHHSA's Senate have not been trained, nor have any of us been given significant literature on how to best fulfill our committee chair duties. If the UHHSA Senate decides that the section of the Constitution, which has previously been mentioned, was violated by my reaching out for administrative assistance regarding duties which I have been presidentially assigned to fulfill, I am still not knowingly violating the UHHSA Constitution, which are the grounds upon which they are asking my removal, or were asking my removal. During the Friday, October 2nd UHHSA meeting, certain officers of the UHHSA Senate claimed that it was previously made clear to me that the aforementioned section of the Constitution would be considered in violation if I or any other members of the Senate spoke to administration without the President's approval. These claims are referring to an incident that occurred during an UHHSA meeting last year. Most of the current Senate were not involved with UHHSA last year. During this incident, myself and 2 other senators were given written warnings regarding the same issue. We spoke our points, and the written warnings were quickly rescinded. After investigation, the former executive board officially apologized for any hardships which may have been caused by the warnings that they gave us, which were later rescinded. I'm a good person, an elected representative of UHHSA students, and I feel that some of my fellow senators have been discriminating against me because of my personal and political affiliations. It's important that their individual opinions of me and whether or not they even like me as a person do not convolute their professional duty as a student leader based upon personal preconceptions. It is your duty as senators to uphold the UHHSA Constitution and bylaws. By voting to remove me during Friday's meeting, the Senate knowingly violating the UHHSA Constitution for contacting officials who are directly involved with the committee, which I have been presidentially appointed to chair, without any evidence or to prove said accusations. Your vote to have me removed, I feel, was based on false grounds. For the record, I, Senator Amber Schaus, have not violated the UHHSA Constitution, and furthermore feel that I have been harassed by my peers, humiliated in public, and been defamed by a university official during this last week and in relation to this matter. I have violated the UHHSA Constitution, which I do not believe is true. It is certainly not knowingly. Anyone who has hard evidence proving my grounds for removal were appropriate are certainly invited to present such evidence to the public and to our constituents and to myself. Lastly, I would like to mention that I am just gravely disappointed and hurt by the actions of my peers, and that I hope we can all move past this.
Is there anything else that we need to see on? Yes.
I would not like that kind of thing about me, as I think this is the commission. So as far as all of those allegations, inviting all these people who are the people coming out, and so I am also I'm for this matter, and I would to remove Senator Schaus for not properly adhering to the Constitution. I would like to inform a few members who are not here, so the vote cannot be 5-3-1, 5 in favor, 3 against, 1 abstention, where Senator Schaus is also part of the nays, where she should be abstaining from her points of office rules. I'm sure all of you would like to email. The reason why I decided to vote for her removal is because there's the proper etiquette in speaking of administration. Within the Constitution, it specifies that we are authorized to speak with people the President allows us to. and your committee person now in the library can use the speak to the director of the library. And Amber was the advisor search committee, so her person was Ellen. However, her and Ellen were not on the best terms, so
I'm gonna pause you right there. I think if you're gonna continue, I'm gonna recommend that.
I will motion to go into executive session, seeing as all of this discussion is not pertaining to the public. I advise on the Senate that this reflects upon us. As we see how this reflects upon our organization as far as airing our dirty laundry. I do not suggest it. As a professional organization and as an organization that follows Robert's rules or Constitution and bylaws, I wish to protect the rest of the Senate, whether you vote yeas or nays, that you aren't feeling threatened for what you voted for.
There's a motion on the table to move into an executive session from the Senator. Do I have a second? To go into a closed session to discuss. Second by Treasurer Alice. Any discussion?
I think that if we go into the closed session at this time, then we would be violating our constitutional duty to provide open and public meetings. There is not a specification that says we need to close a meeting because someone doesn't want to air out their dirty laundry. I am personally the one under question here, and I think that we should all be held accountable for our actions since we are holding public offices. And hopefully that you consider the possibility that you'll be violating the Constitution.
Any other discussion? Okay, with that, I'm going to move forward to vote. All those in favor of moving into executive session, raise your hand. Seven. All those opposed? Abstains? Okay. Ayes have it. We are now in executive session. Coming to the meeting, if you can just step out to the lobby as soon as we are back in session, we will call you back in. I would also like to request that a motion be made to include leadership within the campus as well from student leadership, Ellie Cusano and the UHHSA. Okay, so I'd like to extend that then to Matt Kalahiki, representative of the County Center, and
I would like some administrative clarification on whether it's actually okay according to our Constitution to close this meeting.
Well, I'm not here acting as you guys' advisor. I think that is Laomi. But in my opinion,
you are in your right to have the executive session. So she said she did.
Where is that stated?
it is very easy to
Can you please clarify that? Because I don't believe that the closing is
Yes.
According to our Senate rules, Section B, meeting procedures, Senate meetings will be open to guests unless otherwise decided by the Senate. So, and it also says that meetings shall be open to each of Senate members for observation during executive meetings, and the executive board reserves the first meetings of the board. So, yes, so that we can close if it's
Otherwise, decided by the Senate.
Senate. And
Okay.
this, our vote is deciding
So,
that we don't want it open.
I'm going to go with Amber.
the Senate rules come out under the Constitution. We do have to be applicable Robert's rules, so if we should find one Robert's rules that justifies closing this particular special meeting, I
I'm
will.
going to decide. Right?
Same thing.
Same thing. Member Alice.
The Constitution is our first guiding thing. The bylaws further defines, our Senate rules further defines. It's not in conflict, and this is, the Senate rules is written to clarify and break it down.
But until then, as it's putting in ink, and also we have a member who has the Robert's ruling, I'm going to continue with the closing of the meeting. Once again, I'd like to go back to requesting a motion to be made to include Naomi, Vice Chancellor Oaks, and
I'm acting until Gail gets back from Egypt, so you can call me.
What a wonderful idea. And now to Kalahiki.
What is purpose of Dr. Kalahiki being here within the sense of
Due to the nature and the statements of possible harassment, we, as a group, would like to have as many people here as possible who can verify the issue and this continue. Like I said, I would like to request to have you can make a motion to have these people to go into the closed session. Yes, Treasurer Alice.
I move to allow Dean of Students, Kelly Oaks, the leadership, Naomi, and Campus Center, Mark Kalahiki, stay in our closed session.
We have a motion on the table to include three members in our executive session. Second by, second by VP Abraham. Any discussion on this matter?
Although I really enjoy Murphy's presence, I don't think it's permanent if you're not allowing the public to be here.
Yeah.
Considering that he is friends with many people in the Senate, and that he also works
It's ridiculous.
somebody who like women. So I don't think it's permanent, and I would like to know if other people are not allowed.
Any other discussion? Okay, with that, I'm moving on to voting on including those three people in our executive session. All those in favor? Raise your hand. 4, 5, 6, 8. All those opposed? All those abstaining? Okay. So with that, the motion carries. I'd like to thank the student public for coming. Please, if you'd like to wait out in the lobby to come back into open session. At this time, we'd also like to ask the three people who were requested to come to the stage to please Find a privilege, 33.
Hey, can I borrow that camera?
Yeah.
Thanks. How does it work?
I'd like to
Oh, it's already on.
We're in executive session, there will be no recordings this session.
Please find a law that shows that.
On our closed session, we're not allowed.
Where? It's for my personal